Don't give it time to connect, you know.
Oh, I was doing something. No.
Wow.
I mean, it went live for
There's
me
no
and then just
question.
didn't go live. Hold on. Oh, there we go. It's live. Woo! Greetings, everyone in chat, on YouTube, anything in between, and welcome to this week's second Pogchamps podcast. Note that apostrophe S after I found out that someone 2 weeks ago had started their own podcast called the Pogchamp Podcast. So we've added an apostrophe S because I'm not a douchebag. GG! That's it, this week's talk show ready to go. I'm about to post 2 things in somewhere. No, 1 thing in never mind. Not important. There we go. That's in the Twitch links there. Maybe. Who wants to work? There we go. Okay, so. Last week we had some very interesting discussions, I think. IngFish wasn't here, so I'm going to introduce myself, MaladekTheWizard. Next to me on the picture...
Yo, what up?
is IngFish13. And further to the right...
Hello.
is Sylviathewitch. As you can see, we've got the names kind of scrolling across the top, so if you forget one of them, you can probably guess what it is. Hey there, Repellent Earth, how you doing?
No, you'll never
in a
guess
bit.
my name. I'm actually Sylviathwitch.
Absolutely.
What? No.
I'm
I'm
IngFish13.
Sylviathewitch.
I kid, I'm Maladek. So, let's all start. We're going to start with a bit of a simpler topic this evening. So we're going to go with what we're calling the big question. Now, the big question this week, and I'm going to try and make it a recurring segment. So basically, every week we should have a big question, which I'm open to take suggestions. So if you want to drop in comment section if you're on YouTube, chat box if you're live right now, or anytime DMing me on Twitter, Discord, anything like that, the big question, you'll see the big question. Now this week's big question: telepathy or telekinesis? You can choose one. Which one would you have? Explain your point. So, I'm gonna go first to IngFish13.
Telepathy.
Explain.
To be able to read the minds of everyone around you. If someone comes up with a good idea, you can say it before they say it and claim their idea as your own.
Ooh, that's a good point. So you're going from an arsehole's perspective.
Oh, yes.
Are there any other
Well-
compelling facts you think might go towards telepathy over telekinesis?
Well, if you think about it, telepathy, depending on how you're viewing telepathy, you would be able to put your thoughts into someone else's mind,
Mm-hmm.
depending on how you're viewing how it works. So to be able to influence someone to do what you want would be pretty awesome. Who needs to be able to move stuff if you can get someone else to move it for you?
That's a good point. That's a good point. Chalice.
I think I would have to agree with telepathy because it would be more useful to me than
It's the
just moving stuff.
In what manner? Explain. What use case do you have that is more efficient to have telepathy over telekinesis?
But I can help people if I read their minds. If they have troubles, I just read their minds and then try to help them. Or if
Okay, so we've got some telekinetic racists here, basically. We've got a bunch of telepathy lovers. So I'm gonna go from telekinesis' point of view. What about the ability to literally move shit? Like, that's a really useful ability. Like, you could, like, think about picking up girls. You could pick up girls by, like, kind of moving weights with your mind.
Like picking up girls.
That's a useful skill. Like, I know you could trick them with telepathy, but with telekinesis, they will actually want you. And it's amazing how much convincing you can do if you pick something up and say you're going to use your mind to throw it at them if they don't do what you say.
You see, I would just, like, get into their mind, make them think things, and go, this is what will happen if you don't do what I say.
Interesting.
isn't that
And
telepathy?
would it be more useful to you if you had telepathy as well as other people you know having telepathy, so you'd be able to communicate completely silently?
Oh, yes. It would make it really easy to cheat in an exam as well.
Okay, so I'm gonna... that would be a great idea, to be fair. I'm glad you're coming from the really hard-hitting topics. What was it? Making people do things you like. Cheating in exams.
Oh yeah.
Helping people. Don't forget helping people.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't help people.
I'd go. He's fucked up, and then just move on.
Interesting.
You could.
So I'm gonna broaden the question a little bit now. If you could choose one of them, and everyone else in the world had the other one. So if you chose telekinesis, everyone else would have telepathy. If you chose telepathy, everyone else would have telepathy.
Oh, I'd take telepathy and make them take
all of those questions. You have telepathy, but everyone else has telekinesis.
Yeah, I would take telepathy, make everyone else take telekinesis.
Okay, and why?
Well, again, on the manipulate people, if I can manipulate someone who has telekinesis to do what I say with telepathy, then I've got telekinesis as well.
Good point, good point. What about if there's lots of them, and they don't like the fact that you're different, and they all try and kill you? Because, assuming you aren't able to mind control everyone, wouldn't that be a bad thing?
Well, then, in X-Men...
Yes.
What's the machine called? Cerebro. I'll just put that on, concentrate really hard on everyone, and go, yeah, you're all now dead, bye.
Good shout. Chalice.
Easy.
Oh, it's a hard one.
You've heard it here first, boys. It's a hard one.
The thing is, I'm just worried that if everyone has telekinesis, then bad people just use it to try.
I mean, isn't that the same with everything?
And also, wouldn't that counter out, though? Because you'd have just as many bad people as you'd have good people trying to use telekinesis.
Yeah, it's like computers.
People be pushing each other like a scrabble.
It's like computers. You've got them all out there, and there are bad people who use them for bad things, hacking. But there are good people who use it to stop the hackers.
And then there's white hat hackers who do good things by hacking.
Yeah. So, you'd have some bad. Everything you put out there's someone using it for wrong. So, you've got to trust that there'll be people using it for good.
I think your kind of telepathy, in the definition when I just googled it just now, it doesn't include mind control.
Oh no, so there are a couple of types of telepathy.
I was going to say, it depends on your school of thought of what I mean when I say telepathy. But if you can't control their mind directly, you can suggest things in their mind. Like, if someone's talking in the back of your head, that's going to make you think.
So it'd be like, you'd be pretending to be like, I have the voice in your head.
So basically, in IngFish's planet, everyone has schizophrenia.
Yes. Well, that's me in the head.
Yes.
Going, worship him, worship him.
What if schizophrenia was just a telepath standing behind someone for the whole of their life?
Oh, that's what that extra shadow was my entire life.
Like, imagine that'd be like the weirdest thing.
Just someone in your head.
MaladekTheWizard, solving mental health one problem at a time.
Just find the telepath and go, nope, get lost.
Exterminate the telepaths, alright. Alright, we've taken this a little further than I was expecting to, but
Exterminate.
If everyone had telepathy, wouldn't there be something to counter it or defend your brain against being read?
Well, it depends how you talk. If, in telepathy, like if you go from the X-Men point of view, a telepath can stop another telepath. So you can block another telepath. So, if everyone has it, you are your own counter as well.
And also, even if that wasn't the case, someone would build something to block telepathy.
Yeah, a tinfoil hat.
Basically, you'd have tinfoil hats would be the norm. That's how life works. Yeah. Tinfoil hats for days. Okay, I think this is actually, considering this was a bit of a troll question, I think that was a pretty reasonable set of responses.
Do you remember who suggested this question? Because
it was Maladek himself.
No, it wasn't Maladek.
No, it was someone in the chat. Because I think we need to say...
It was from chat a couple days ago. If you come back, if you're watching now and you watch a VOD from a couple days ago, you'll see the question. And if you are watching on YouTube, you can come to twitch.tv/MaladekTheWizard. Come look at my VODs. We'll be from about, I would imagine, like the 21st of October. November. What are we in? October, yeah? October.
Yeah, October. I like Punishment's point of view. Take telepathy, make them forget they have telekinesis.
I saw that. I thought that was real. I was hoping one of you would pick up on that. That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
That's genius.
That is actually really good. make the other ones kill each other.
Yeah, he's saying it. Yeah, that was good. There's some really good, the chat is on fire today with this question. We've got the suggestion that, as IngFish just said, you've got the suggestion you just make them forget they have special powers, or one of the other guys in chat, Repellent Earth, who is suggesting that you make the one, if there is a limit on how many people you can mind control at once, you make the ones who you can mind control kill the ones you can't, and then you have like a Clash Royale. It's good. It's very good. I like this. This is good debate. But as with many things, good things must come to an end, and we are moving on to a slightly more serious-faced subject. Everyone put your dark sunglasses, suits, and ties on. IngFish probably still wearing his dark sunglasses, suits, and tie from earlier.
No, I've got a nice Hawaiian t-shirt and a big smile and one of those coconuts hollowed out with drinking.
You know I have Hawaiian t-shirts, so you're not even you're not even cool for that. So the second topic. Arrgh! Pirates! We're talking about pirating in terms of tech, so I just realised the middle of my shirt, because it's yellow, is melting to my green screen. And it makes it look like I've got some psychedelic kind of multicoloured shirt.
You are a telepath! He's influencing us here.
So, pirates. Internet piracy, video games, music, software, not really hardware, but I suppose, BIOS updates, I don't know. What do we think?
Interesting one.
I'm gonna leave it very open. Not in terms of... I'm not gonna ask you if you've done it, I want to hear your opinions. What do you think about piracy in general?
Well, I'll let Chalice go first with this.
Very, very diplomatic.
I don't really I kind of like buying things and supporting the creators kind of thing, because I think they deserve it.
Very diplomatic.
It's against the law, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, not
stealing is
really,
against the law.
I don't know if it's different on different countries, but
if it wasn't against the law, it wouldn't be piracy.
It is against the law in basically all countries. It's just some countries don't really care.
What is piracy? Is Punishment's asking.
Piracy is basically taking something. So, if you download music without paying for it, so that would be piracy because you're taking it without paying. It's very much the old style of pirates going around in a ship taking what's not theirs for free.
In terms of video games, you can get cracked versions of video games from websites that, in fact, stuff that you get for free. You know,
what was that game that is it Game Dev Tycoon said?
Yeah, we can come to the Game Dev Tycoon, because that's a very interesting thing. That it's the only time I've ever supported piracy is for that game, and for one reason and one reason alone. Let's just get our basic thoughts though. Piracy. So Chalice was not a big fan. She prefers to buy her stuff. IngFish.
I'm undecided.
You're undecided? Okay, well then I'll fight for piracy. It's not something I particularly believe in, but I can see the benefits of it in certain circumstances, because there is the argument that some people are more likely to buy a game that they've pirated after they've pirated it because they realise it's a good game and then they buy it.
It's like, as soon... Fishy does it all the time. No, I don't. But, it's like they used to do demos on Steam and then they stopped that and suddenly piracy went through the roof. But then so did Steam purchases because people were pirating it, playing it, going, I like this, so I will support you, and paying for it.
However, the argument I think against that is, for a big game, maybe Shadow of Mordor or something, which is a huge game, yeah, maybe that works. But what about the little game that it's only an hour long? Now, if you've played the hour long it is, are you going to pay the kind of £2 that it costs?
Well, actually, Game Dev Tycoon has a free-to-play version, and then you can pay for it. So games like that, small games can do it. In fact, small games are more likely to do it. Do a freebie, which doesn't give you everything, and
that
then
brings us
pay...
to microtransactions from last week, I think, quite nicely, but
It's not it's like...
Yeah, I know. We had
it's a demo.
We had a big discussion last week on kind of purchases and DLC and stuff, so... I'm glad you guys did bring up Game Dev Tycoon, because I don't know... Do you guys know their anti-piracy strategy?
Oh, I've heard of... I can't remember it fully.
Yeah. basically, if you pirated the game and it detected it was a cracked version of the game, at a random point, your business would just collapse due to too many people pirating your game, and there was no way of stopping it. Just sales would plummet because too many people pirated your game. And there's a couple like that, just the most amazing anti-piracy measures. That's a good point, actually. Chat saying Steam has refunds, so effectively they still have the same kind of demo system, in that you can play the game for a certain amount of time and refund it if you don't like it.
I think they're more stricter on that, though.
Yeah, it's something like you played the game for less than 4 hours and owned it for less than a certain amount of time, I think.
30 days, I think it is. Yeah, there are time limits on how much.
Because, I mean, the argument for pirating is if you want a demo, if you're going to get a demo, you'd probably play the demo when you got it.
Yeah. Also, sometimes with it, some people will pirate the thing. So, like, music is a big one for this. They'll pirate the music, but then they'll actually support the artist instead of the company. They'll put a lot of money to the artists through things like Patreon and stuff like that.
That's true.
So they make sure all of the money goes to the artist instead. Because normally, a big company, a big record label, will take a huge cut of it and go, here you go, artist, have this tiny little bit off the side. So they'll actually do it to support the artist, because they'll pirate the music and then give the money direct.
However, if too many people do that and the record labels can't get enough money, don't you also run the risk of them not bothering to get new artists in? Because if they're not making any money, it's business, isn't it? If you stop making money off something, you're not going to do it anymore. So if music is being pirated to such a degree that everyone's paying the artist is fine, but the record company's suffering.
Yes, but then the artist will have the money to be able to produce it by themselves. And they'll know how to get it out to people now.
But not the new artists. So as a musician yourself, could that not hinder your chances of getting a nice record deal if record companies can't make money out of music anymore?
I'm a techie, I don't care.
Yeah, I know.
I do computer code, I don't care about music. As long as I've got Spotify running while I'm coding, I'm good.
That's all you need while you're coding.
Yeah. Well, and Remember When, and Hey There Delilah.
Oh, you've got a really nice playlist.
Yeah, you only get to see about half of it. I've got lots of my own music.
Why can't I see the rest of it, IngFish?
Spotify allows you to have your own music from CDs. If it's something they don't have, I may as well. Like, I've got a whole load of K-pop on here.
You've got K-pop?
K-pop?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, don't tell me you have baby metal.
No.
Listen to baby.
Hey, my mother went to see Baby Metal live last year.
Oh!
Oh, now she's a big fan of Baby Metal.
Oh. If I like Baby Metal, it's horrible, but if your brother does, it's amazing. I see where this is challenged.
No, I think they've got some issues with her and my brother, but...
What I'm trying to say is I'll be surprised if you... No, I was just...
It's because one of my uni friends likes K-pop and makes me listen to them.
She's totally digging a hole, like, bigger now.
Oh, yeah, she is. That's what I'm trying to save her.
That's not what I meant.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I've got loads of K-pop. I've also got a load of steampunk as well.
Right,
so, we went off topic from pirates to K-pop.
Where's music?
That was on the topic of pirating music, because I was trying to question whether IngFish had pirated the music or he had CDs that were stopping him from listing on Spotify.
Yeah, because if you go as CDs, you then have to take it from the CD and put it on Spotify, but no one else can see it on Spotify. Because it's your own music, it's not Spotify's.
It's the way I can listen to
Spotify the recent history is my band director band. Ah, cool.
That is cool.
So, your band director used to have a band, and that's what you listen to a lot. Do you judge him? Do you judge him?
Do you judge?
It's like, you hit a wrong note there. Bad
what you mean like me and you used to do when we were in high school, and whenever our music teacher would play a wrong note, we'd just go, oh god, it's terrible! Or something along those lines.
And what happens nowadays when I play at uni? Whenever I hit the wrong note, they always go, "That's a wrong note," and I'll go, "Nope, it was planned. I planned to hit that clearly."
Variation.
And then I'll just constantly do the same thing over. So I'll go, "Yeah, see, it was planned."
It's all about.
No, you don't question. Oh, you should have. That's a fun thing today.
Okay. Chalice, music piracy specifically, as opposed to video game piracy.
Well,
Well, that was an interesting.
I just go on YouTube and listen to music. Really, I mean, I do buy CDs.
Do you at
I do
least
have a
leave the adverts
CD
on?
player, but
Yeah, she doesn't use AdBlock, which
I
really
don't
weirds
use
me
ad
out.
blocker.
Wait, what? You don't use AdBlock?
No.
No.
You spend like
No,
3 years of your life watching ads.
Yeah, I know. See, this is the thing. I'm vehemently against pirating, but I have no problems using AdBlock. Like, unless I really like a creator, in which case, usually if I've forgotten to turn AdBlock back on, I'll watch the advert. But no, I keep saying, hey, why don't you let me install AdBlock? She won't do it.
You see, I use AdBlock and a VPN. Just get around it all.
Damn it. Paid for VPN or free PN?
Free PM. No, free PM, yes.
Yeah, free PN.
VPN.
Oh, I just call it a free PN. Because, you know.
It's a free PN. I use the free version of ZenMate.
Oh, that's cool. I used to use CyberGhost 5 when I used to use a VPN.
The free version lets you choose to come from, I think it's like Hong Kong, Germany, or America. And that's it. Which is fine for me.
Should use it to spam up those bits.
No! Twitch detects that and blocks your account for a bit.
Does it?
Yeah, constantly. Because I used to accidentally leave it on and Twitch would just go, your account's been blocked. I'd go, oh, disable VPN. Your account's fine! Yeah,
I don't know why they don't want you watching adverts.
No, this is VPN. They don't want me getting free stuff from America.
Anyway, we'll move on to this in the next topic, because the next topic we can really go to town on this kind of stuff. What else can we talk about piracy then? What are we thinking?
7 Seas.
Or do we want to just have a really big debate about Twitch shizzle?
How much Twitch shizzle is there? Because
There's a
I'm
lot
not
of
sure.
Twitch shizzle we can talk about.
Is there? Oh dear.
You picked up one point, is bits and donations and stuff. But as someone who sort of goes around to look at small creators just to kind of, you know, see, A, steal their ideas. I mean, learn from them.
Wait, what? No.
Learn from them.
Steal.
And B, to kind of support them, because as I get closer to that big 500, which I realise if I'm still streaming in like a year's time, I'm going to look back at this podcast and go, ha! Big 500, I'm on 600 now.
Big 500, I'm on 501 right now.
Just one sub in the year. One follow in the year, even. So, do we think there's anything more to say on piracy? Like, because I would say, from a personal standpoint, I really don't like it. I don't get it. I'm a very traditional person in that if you want something, you have to pay for it. And I know there's the argument for demos, but I mean, in real like, if you look back 20 years ago, before the internet was a thing, you would have to buy a CD before you knew if it was any good, and if it was really shite...
Radio.
But that wouldn't have all the tracks on it. Like, you wouldn't hear every... If you got, like, an 8-track vinyl or whatever, I don't even know if that's a thing. I think it is. You'd hear maybe 2 of those tracks from the single, and then there'd be the B-side tracks and stuff.
No, to hear some of them. Also, they used to just nick it off the radio.
Yeah, I know. Pirates.
That's actually why. Yeah, that's actually why. The DJs would talk over the music, just to give a little notification to ruin the recording.
Yeah,
of
I
people
know. I know. It's the same. It's why they just still do it now.
I get someone else. That's no, I get the demo bit. Why people would try pirate for a demo and then pay the full game.
Do you? Which games? I'm interested, just to try and find out.
I've never pirated games, but I know people do.
I see.
No, I do the Twitch refund thing and go through the pain of that. I also occasionally forget the Twitch refund thing and have games I never play and don't care about.
Okay. I think music probably... Because I know, obviously, being in uni, a lot of people I know are like, oh, I just download it off YouTube. I have some very interesting debates about that, you know.
I've got a question.
Yes.
Yeah?
If he gives someone a game on Steam, could they refund that game?
Don't think so.
If they don't.
Don't know.
Pretty sure they can't.
I think it's a gift, so you can't.
Okay.
Good. I'll just Google it.
Yeah, give it a Google. Be our fact checker. We want to be presenting accurate facts.
Because that'd be bad, wouldn't it?
I would imagine not, because it's a gift, and I think the whole point of a gift is you don't refund it.
You can. You have to, but it's more complicated.
Okay.
You have to have the gift receipt to initiate the fund. Then the gift receipt has to be sent to them. And the person who received the gift has to log on to a special website to authorize the refund.
Or in other words, you can't do it, but there is a process if you've really got a lot of spare time on your hands. They don't want you doing it.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds like they're just trying to make it as difficult as possible to stop you from doing it. But it's interesting to know it's possible, because I would have just gone with a no, it's not possible. But it's kind of interesting to know it is a thing. It's not a popular thing.
It is. I mean, theoretically it is possible, because all they're doing is they're going, remove from this person's account, pay this person's account.
But then if in essence you're just literally... You could do that to do a money transfer of 20 quid to someone else's Steam account.
Oh no, it goes back. I think it goes back to the person who sent the gift.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because the payment came from that account, so they send the payment back through. Because it has to take a token. It'd be a token thing.
Okay, very interesting. Well, now we know. We've been educated. That's what we like. That's what we aim to do on the Pogchamps podcast.
Learn something new every day.
Absolutely. Although this is only one day a week, so not really every day, but alright. Okay, so, we've been online for maybe half an hour now, I think, so we're going to go into probably the grittiest, grittiest topic we can go into. Yes, we've been going for 26 minutes officially, according to my OBS. So, I think this could be an interesting one. Twitch things. That's quite a broad subject. So we're gonna look into a lot of different areas of Twitch and really kind of pick apart the nice bits, the bad bits. So
let's talk about ads for bits, like Punishment's saying in the chat.
Yep, okay, so ads for bits. It's a thing in some parts of America. I don't think it's a thing in the whole of America. It's definitely a thing in some parts of America.
The big problem with that for me is that I have what's it called? Oh, damn it.
VPN?
Turbo. Oh, no, I have Turbo, so I don't get ads, so I only get the free bits.
The free bits you get, you choose to watch an ad specifically for free bits. So even if you have Prime...
The problem I have with this is I'd have to watch an ad.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't have to pay any of your own money. It's ironically very similar to what we were talking about microtransactions last week. It's the sort of convenience of either you pay the money yourself for whatever it is, or you watch an ad instead. And I think the majority of people, if it comes between actually spending money or watching an advert, most people I think would probably go for the advert. I don't know.
I would watch the advert.
Yeah,
I don't know.
would.
Why isn't it a thing everywhere? Why? I mean,
I think they plan on making it a thing everywhere.
They're trying it out. Yeah, it is Turbo. There, I just got the symbol up.
Yeah, there's Turbo and Twitch Prime as well because it's Amazon Prime. So.
Yeah, the Twitch Prime it's a Turbo. That means you don't get the ads anywhere.
Also gives you a free subscription. Every month. So
true.
That's good. So ads for bits. I mean, to be fair, I don't think there's anything really that far against it. I can't think of any argument against giving everyone the chance to donate to their favourite streamers just by watching an advert. That seems like a win-win, if I'm honest. Win for the consumer, you get free bits to donate. Win for Twitch, they get people watching adverts, not using a ad blocker. And actually win for Twitch again, because if you start donating bits and then you have... Because I think it's limited, you can only watch a certain amount of ads in a certain amount of time before it caps. And people are used to donating bits, then I would say that's almost... You're more likely to purchase bits if you've done it before. Than...
Yeah, it's like that thing. If a supermarket gives you a freebie, a small freebie, you think it's actually costing them money by them giving out free stuff, but they actually make about, I think it's 33% more profit from that item by giving out a freebie of it.
Yeah, because more people will come back and buy bigger bulks and they bulk up the price when they do it, pretty much. Or they'll put
Well, not just that, it's that they then instantly go buy it straight away.
Yeah. It's interesting. It really is, actually. Like, going from an advertising point of view, I can't see why they wouldn't want to do that everywhere. It certainly works in America, because, I mean, I know a lot of people who come in and, they do the small 5-10 bits. Every bit counts. I think it's a really nice process. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it actually wouldn't benefit them. I don't know.
I don't see where it wouldn't, because they're getting the money from the adverts.
That's true,
people
actually, because ad revenue's pretty... I'd imagine ad revenue's pretty good. Although it depends, I suppose maybe they don't want to rely so heavily on it in case something like happens like with YouTube, where the advertisers realise, because I mean, YouTube at least they can regulate. It's very hard to regulate a live stream. Like, you know, if you take it from the sort of the biggest drama of the past couple of months, PewDiePie dropping the N-bomb on stream, they can't block that because for all intents and purposes, he's been a pretty good, you know, pretty novel streamer for quite a long time. And then to drop that on a live stream, you know, you can have advertisers go, we're not doing that. So maybe, like, if I'm going to go from a negative, maybe they don't want to rely so heavily on advertising in case it breaks down. However, I'd say even so...
that's always good.
Well, I mean, once you give people the option to, like, you know, buy a product or get a free product and then they've started buying it, surely it's... You could take it out a year later and you still have probably quite a lot of people still buying it. I don't know. Perhaps they have statistics that prove us wrong. Maybe it's not the same in microtransactions that is... We'll explain another day punishment in chat, who is asking what the N-bomb is. Yes, that word. That's what we mean. So, that's bits. We're going to move on then to... I'm going to ask from both of you your favourite and least favourite thing about streamers, or Twitch in general, other than stability issues, because there's... I mean, I've not had a lot of them, but there are some, obviously, stability issues, as with any platform. So, IngFish, best and worst part of Twitch?
Well, that's an interesting question. Worst part is the fact that base Twitch doesn't come with a dark mode.
Yeah, it
I
does.
love dark mode. Pardon?
They put it in now.
Oh, good, I can go with a better Twitch TV.
Why would you want to? Better Twitch TV's great.
It's good. Okay, so getting rid of that, I don't know. I think my favourite thing is that it's owned by Amazon, so I get my Amazon Prime gives me Twitch Prime as well and a free subscription.
That's true. That's very true, actually. Yeah, so that's a really good thing.
Yeah, and gives me a nice little badge. Hang on, I'm gonna change my thing so I get the badge so I can show it off. Channel badge will be that.
So anyone who's watching live right now will see the nice Twitch Prime and crown, as well as his Twitch Turbo battery.
Yeah, that was in there earlier. I'm gonna change it back to the Bits one though, because I like the Bits one.
Yeah, the Bits one is pretty.
Yeah,
okay.
So here's the Bits one.
And your least favourite part?
There are so many things to choose from.
Please don't say it like that. This company's been good to me.
Well, they let you stream on it, so there's a negative. Hi.
Yeah, they do let me stream on it, that's true. So if we're going to actually take that to its broader context, are you talking about the fact that you can see a lot of low-quality content, then, as your biggest gripe? They shot at me, but I know I'm not as high quality as some other streamers, so I'll take it.
No, that was just a dig at you. I don't know what. I don't know what my least favourite thing is.
I'll come back to you then after we've spoken to Chalice. Chalice, favourite and least favourite thing?
Hold on. Oh, okay. Well, I think it's like something I've heard long ago where Twitch and YouTube are quite trying to copy off of each other and implement the features that each other's good at. So maybe I'd say the best thing about Twitch is kind of live streaming, and they've got it all down with all of their stuff, like donating stuff and monitoring that, and then probably improvements are kind of videos from streams, so if people have missed it, because the videos don't save, do they?
VODs. And
kind of editing those videos or making clips out of it is a bit hard. If you don't clip at the right moment, it takes a long time to catch the right moment.
It can be quite a pain trying to clip. I've tried to do it during live and past broadcast. It can be sometimes it's a little bit unintuitive. not a bad point, actually. Some of the UI of Twitch actually is quite unintuitive a lot of the time. I think one of my biggest gripes is trying to find out where... There's two settings boxes. There's dashboard settings, and then there's settings. And every time I go to change whatever setting I'm changing, I always go to the wrong one first. But I can't imagine why they're not integrated in the same thing, like settings and then dashboard. Or at least if you click dashboard, there's some way to access the main settings from that page rather than having to go back.
I think I would also complain that I can't, on the menu, I can't find the logout button.
I'm telling you, it's literally there!
Where? I can only see up to
there's just a button that says log out!
But there's inventory, and then I can't see anything past that.
Below that is settings, better TTV settings, and logout.
It's so long, I can't actually go down and see it.
Oh, is it because your laptop screen's too tiny?
Maybe.
Try zooming out.
Okay, hold on.
Oh my god.
Yes, it worked! Okay, yes. You had to go to 80% to see it.
You mean you had all that issue trying to log out the other day because you didn't bother
Yes!
try zooming out? I can't believe the websites are optimized for lower resolution laptops.
Well, there's a problem with it.
Because I think a laptop is 1024 by 768 or whatever it is.
Well, I don't know. How do you know something
What
like
was the
that?
recommending setting for you to play Shadow of Mordor at? It was something like 1024 by 768.
Can't remember.
Pretty sure it was 1024 by 768.
Oh. The thing.
There we go. Thank you for the bit donation, Soviet. Most appreciated.
Let's see the dab.
Oh, you want to see the dab? Okay, yeah, we implemented
Yeah,
the dabs for
it does say let the dabbing
on this
begin.
stream. So if someone donates a bit, they get a dab for every bit up to 100, and after 100 they get a kazoo solo. Someone just, Soviet Legend just donated a dab for you guys on, that are hiding on YouTube, lurking. Right, so we've gone past UI being a little bit unintuitive in a lot of ways. I'm going to move it to the controversial topic, and this is down to streamers, not down to Twitch. I don't know if you've seen it, IngFish. I know I had a discussion with Chalice earlier about this. But there's a thing that creators can do when they get affiliated, which is... It's literally stopping people from viewing their content in HD unless they subscribe.
Okay.
So you can limit it so they can only see it in a certain resolution unless you're subscribed. So I could block everyone in here who's not a sub from watching the podcast at anything above 480p.
I would hate that.
So my question, my kind of thing is, what is your reaction when you go to a channel and someone has set it up so that there's certain things, like certain basic things you can't do unless you're a sub?
Well,
thank you so much.
I'm wondering, does Twitch Prime count as a global sub?
No.
Because you get rid of the...
You have to have a subscription to that channel.
Oh, I would instantly X out then.
Thank you. I'm glad you said that.
Just get lost.
Because I've been to a couple of streams where that's been a thing, and the first thing I've thought, like, if you've got a million followers, I could be like, okay, I can see the benefit of this because you've got a following. But I think one of my biggest strikes with Twitch is that they make monetization such an important thing for affiliates. And I say that as an affiliate who has monetized. But, like, stuff like that's a dick move. Like, I've been in streams, and I've come in, and you see stuff like where the first thing they say is, oh, you've got Twitch Prime, why don't you sub? And I'm just like, you want to chill? I've not even followed yet, bitch. Like, this kind of thing, it really gets my blood running, because... I don't know, I kind of feel like the base experience should be the same. Like, for everyone. Like, you should be able to watch at a reasonable quality. 480p is not a reasonable quality. Unless everyone's watching at 480p.
In which case, the streamer needs better internet connection.
Yeah, basically, but... That's beside the point. Whoa, a triple dab, mate. Soviet Legend is on fire today.
I still want to do 99, just to make you dab 99 times and instantly 99 again.
Oh no! No!
And that would be done after the stream. I'll do small bits, but anything too long, I will do on a separate stream when you guys come back. I'll keep a note of it. Anyway.
When I did that big dab and you said, do I really have to do 2,500 dabs?
So, how much power is too much power when monetizing on Twitch? Like, where do we draw the line?
Make it so we can see the screen instead of it just being ads all over the place.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Constantly talking about people who you're affiliated with, like Sennheiser.
Really?
Awesome
We've not even
brand.
done the Sennheiser ad integration yet. That's coming after this.
See what I mean? We're adding it everywhere. No, like constantly talking about big brands when there's no real need to.
Mm-hmm.
Like keep it on the gameplay, guys, or podcast, or music, whatever you're doing.
But do you mind if there's like a one aside where there's like a little bit, like you see it in YouTube videos now, where they'll have their ad roll and then they'll just go back to the video, or it'll be at the end of the video or the beginning of the video?
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
So
it's like in streams, some of the people I watch, they have, because they stream League of Legends, there are parts of the map which aren't used, or parts of the screen that aren't used by the game, and they'll put ads there. That's fine, it's out of the way. It's there, but out of the way. It's not disturbing the gameplay.
Okay.
As long as it doesn't disturb you being able to just come in and watch and not constantly being bombarded, it's fine.
So as long as it's kind of within measure, not all the time.
Yeah, it's there, but not in the way.
If there's one spoken part or one picture or something like that, that's fine. But when
you can, like some of these guys on League of Legends have a couple of adverts there. That's fine.
As
long as it doesn't get in the way.
Obviously, anytime you watch, and I'm gonna say it's a big streamer thing to have adverts, because let's be honest, no one wants to be fully partnered with someone who is less than about 10,000 followers. I don't think. I think that's probably your cut-off point. I might be wrong, but you've got to have a big audience, because effectively the advertiser's saying, "I'm gonna pay you because you look like you could get me more business." At the end of the day, they want to be making more money than they're paying you. That's how advertising works. It's
only like on YouTube, it's less than a penny per view of the advert. So it's a lot less than a penny.
Yes, very much so. However, if you go to videos, Philip DeFranco, Boogie2988, those kinds of people, they have their own sponsors who they'll talk about in their video. Is that alright?
Well, I think they usually do it at the end of the video, so people aren't forced to watch it before they talk about what people come for. So you could just leave and listen to stuff.
It's interesting you say that, actually. I have a point to make on this, but we'll go to IngFish first and just see what he thinks about it.
Yeah?
Is it alright to have an ad integration from a company that's nothing to do with YouTube, so Boogie298, Tone988, or Philip DeFranco, or whatever, if it's at the end of the video rather than in the middle?
Yeah, because it keeps them going.
Good.
It means they can keep streaming. It's as long as, again, it's not in the way.
Okay, so it's literally...
Yeah, it's not a compromise of the stream for the advert, then it's fine. As long as you've still got good quality stream, but you're not bombarding them with ads.
So it's about advertising for the sake of making a living rather than constantly telling people they have to... In the same way, actually, and it is, I think, exactly the same as for us affiliates, you have the affiliates that will constantly talk about people subscribing on stream. Which this stream is one of a very few exceptions where we're doing it, but we're doing it for the context of a conversation. I've been in a stream, and I spoke about it the stream I did after that, because it really irritated me, where all I heard was this guy talking about why people should sub to him and how many people had subbed and why you should keep subbing to him, and it was literally... I just wanted to watch some Clone Drone in the Danger Zone, and just as a shout-out, if you guys haven't seen Clone Drone in the Danger Zone, it's a fantastic game. It really is. It's made by a very small team, but it's an absolutely fantastic game. So if any of you guys are looking to spend, I think it's about £15 or something. It's not too much. Spend a little bit of money on a game, then I would strongly advise looking at Clone Drone because it's really fun. So we've moved on from that. What else do we think? What really annoys... Okay, we're going to move it away from just Twitch in general, but if you go into someone's stream, and apart from them playing a kazoo, What turns you off instantly when you've gone into that stream?
Quality.
I guess.
The stream quality.
As in pixels, or the actual quality of the streamer himself? Or
Pixels. If it's nothing more than... If it's not HD, I ain't watching it.
And when you say HD, are we talking full 1080 or 720's fine?
720's fine.
As long as it's 60 FPS.
I'll take 30 FPS for 720.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's an instant. I'm not watching if it's not HD though.
Punishment says being greeted is something that turns him off. Actually, I'd be interested to know. Explain that one. I'm actually kind of interested to hear this. What does being greeted? How does that?
We say hi punishment when you.
Unless he means.
Does that turn you off?
Unless he's talking about when he's lurking, because that's a thing that I've noticed I did myself in my first month, and it's something you'll notice I don't do anymore. Is that if you've got lurkers, if they say, I always wait for someone to say hello to me before I start talking to them.
If you kind of just read the viewer list.
Yeah, it's something I was guilty of doing. I'm not going to get on my
people.
high horse. I was certainly guilty of doing that in my early days, and now I don't do it anymore because I realise, it was naivety. I kind of assumed if you went to a stream, you wanted to talk. But now I get that you don't. There's different people within streaming, and it's not difficult to learn, but it is something that's different, and it is the difference between YouTube and you kind of assume people who don't want to be part of the conversation go to YouTube, and people who do go to Twitch. But then I kind of learned as I went along. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I don't know. IngFish, you strike me as the sort of person who maybe doesn't, but do either of you guys, in fact, lurk in streams?
I would say I wouldn't really talk.
So you would be a lurker, and would then someone reading the viewer list and calling you out, would that turn you off the stream in the way we've just described?
Probably. If the mods are trying to say hello and try and get me to talk, and probably just leave.
Okay, interesting. IngFish, if someone greets you, do you care?
Well, you see, I don't really look. The only time I would be in a stream where I don't talk is when it's a really busy stream. So, like, the League of Legends World's Final, if I was watching that in a stream, I wouldn't put anything because it's never going to be seen.
That's actually an interesting thing you, pick up,
But yeah, I would quite often just do a little, hey.
Oh, so punishment was going on, he'll stay if he's greeted because it means that you're special to them. Okay, we've gone on to the other one. Ah, that's cute. We've gone off on the opposite term. But yeah, if you greet someone who wants to be greeted, greetings punishment, then it can be. I've found it definitely is very. It kind of gets them engaged. They kind of, oh look, he's talking to me. Maybe that's amazing. And I think it's something that's sad when you become a bigger streamer is you can't do that because the chat is. You're right. It's saturated. It's one of the reasons I don't watch a lot of big streams personally.
But I think though, if I was trying to lurk and someone greeted me, I wouldn't go back to the stream much because coming off Twitch. There's a store that I used to go to on the way home from work, just like pick up a coffee on the way home.
Yeah.
And the person there was like trying to get really friendly, like going, "Hi, how's your day?" And they like gave me a little nickname. And when they started giving me the nickname, I was sort of like, I don't really want to come here anymore.
They gave you a nickname?
I have a nickname there.
What was the nickname? You've got to tell me.
I'm going to say. Don't know.
Why?
No.
Come on! You can't say something like that online and not tell us the nickname. Is it embarrassing?
But whenever that person's on the store, I don't go in there and buy a coffee anymore.
As someone who's worked in fast food, I appreciate we've all worked fast food here. Who the hell gives their customers a nickname if you don't, like, actually get to know them? Who gives them a nickname anyway? Like, the only nickname they get is when they've left and you go, oh, it's Dickhead, and everyone knows who you're talking about. You don't tell it to their face. What? I've got to know what's the nickname.
I'll tell you later.
Is it embarrassing? Is it like Cutie Pie or something like that?
Not quite there.
I'm close though, that's good to know. Really, I'm interested. Chat, like, who wants to know? Let's get like a chat poll going. Who wants to know the nickname?
Ain't happening.
Oh, come on, why not? Is it that embarrassing?
I'm getting angry because my PC won't let me store stuff on my external drive. Really? Is it? Oh dear, I'm going IT support desk mode. Is it plugged in? I was literally about to say that.
I'm glad I didn't say it, but I was thinking, I was like, yeah, did you turn it on? When I'm in uni, I am literally the IT guy of the room. It's like, if there's any, like, why won't the computer turn on? Because you've not turned the monitor on. Oh. Where do I plug the memory stick? Into the front of the computer that's got like 6 memory stick holes on it. MaladekTheWizard. Oh, it looks like people are voting to no. Well, he needs help, IngFish. Gonna have some IT support. Do you want to message in the chat, IngFish, and we'll go on to the conversation. So, we've gone actually breezed through some of these topics quite quickly, which is quite nice. I think it's quite a decent length for a podcast. We're almost at an hour, so we're gonna go for maybe one last point on Twitch.
Pogchamp doesn't think you're a good teacher.
I wasn't teaching, I was meant to be learning. Chalice, what else would annoy you in a Twitch stream if you went in?
Oh, it's like what you said. If they just continuously talked about subscribe, follow, buy this, you can do it, come on guys. That's not really what people want to see, is it? It's just advertising. You want to see people play the game, like you said.
I've sort of tried to adopt recently the mentality that if people want to follow, they'll follow without me having to tell them to do it. Unless it's at the end when you go, don't forget to, like, subscribe, leave a comment, follow, kind of YouTube kind of stuff. But Twitch, it's don't forget to follow.
It's your choice.
I think...
Yeah, sorry.
Because it does, you're right, it does interrupt. I think it's what IngFish picked up on earlier. It interrupts the gameplay. Like, as much as me saying thank you for following interrupts the gameplay, that's me acknowledging them as a person, and that's the beauty of being live. But kind of begging for follows doesn't half make it hollow when you have to go, thanks for following. It's like, yeah, I just told you to follow.
I think I understand is to try and control the chat, but with small streamers, kind of putting it on sub-only mode for the chat.
I went into a stream earlier with someone I was talking to, and I went to type... There was no one, it was literally 0 viewers. So I typed in RAR. And it just came with this message, this is in follower for 1 day only mode. I was like, what? But no, you have to have followed for 24 hours. I was like, what the fuck? What?
Yeah, stuff like that's kind of...
I mean, for a big channel, I get things like slow mode easily. Yes, go for slow mode all the time.
Slow mode makes sense, but this was someone with no viewers, and I was like, how do you expect to grow if you block me from talking? I was like, this has got to be a joke. I've got to have misread it, and it's like, you've got to follow, then you can talk. And I was like, no, it still won't let me do it. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. There's no way you honestly want me to follow you for 24 hours just to talk. Like, actually, slow mode is interesting. That I get. I don't have a problem with slow mode, because I'm like, if it's a big chat, that's fine, because actually that's the broadcaster trying to go, you know what, I want to interact with my chat. And
also, I don't care about slow mode, because Twitch Prime means you get around slow mode on all channels.
That is true.
Slow mode at 600 seconds is a bit excessive.
That's what's that, 5-minute slow-mo? No, 10,
I would say...
I can't remember, my brain is not on.
60 seconds
10 minutes slow-mo.
When you can only type something in once and you have to wait for that time. Yeah. So you can type again.
I would say slow mode of 30 is like the absolute max you should ever go.
I don't know, I could see for a minute slow-mo if you've got a really, packed chat. Like, if you've got 1,000 viewers all talking, you're gonna need a longer than a 30-second slow mode.
Yeah, but then if you've got 1,000 viewers watching, it's very difficult to talk to everyone.
That is true. That's and again, it's one of the things I'm having to look at. Not now, but I do sometimes think, I'm like, if I actually make it big time, then I'm gonna lose the element of Twitch that I love the most. Because the bigger you get, the less personal you can be with your chat. And obviously the guys that have been...
I don't know, actually. Because I was watching KP, And she has quite a big channel, and she's actually very personal. She knows each of her subs and her big time followers.
Okay.
It's like I can say I've not been on her channel for a while. If I go back and go hi, she go IngFish, it's you again, and she remembers when I followed because she did this massive muck up on League when I followed because she was so surprised by the noise of the follow sound, and she remembered. It was like she completely mucked and was like, "What? Someone followed!" So I missed that and like mucking up and going, "IngFish, hello."
There you go.
And it was literally, and she's quite personal to each of her subs, and she knows them.
That's really good. I'm glad to hear it's a thing that
So,
happens. So I can.
That can still happen. You will remember your early subs and
Oh yeah,
so
no,
on.
I know. I'll remember them.
And
it's more of the new subs.
and be personal.
If we
Yeah,
think
but
about it, for the people who literally are getting followers every couple of seconds, I can't do a kazoo solo. For
Oh,
every one
that
of
big?
them.
No.
But that's what I mean. You lose the personal sort of side. Like you get it.
You
to
can
an
still get a bit
extent.
personal. Yeah.
I mean, even recently, when I've been doing the payday streams, when I've just been getting follow, I mean, there's been a part of me that goes, do I just stop now and just, like, not do the kazoo for them following? Because sometimes you just get it constantly, you're like, do I keep doing it? Do I stop? For the moment, I'm keeping doing it, but I think there will come a time, probably not too far in the future, I'm hoping. Assuming I'm growing, but...
Hang on. Who are you? Punishment? I don't remember you.
No! I mean, I remember any of the guys in the Discord, definitely. You figured the drive out. Good job, Repellent Earth. So good. Tech support done. Turn it off and back on again. That's all you need to know.
Perfect. We are masters of tech support.
We are masters.
We just remote connected and then fixed it.
That's basically it. We'll just download some more RAM. It'll be fine.
Hang on. Sylvia, who are you?
I was going to forget my mod team as well. Why don't I? Alright. So, I'm going to open up the last topic. We're going to do like a little side topic just to round out the stream, because I want to make it just about an hour, maybe a little bit over. So, IngFish or Chalice, something you want to talk about. Just something to chill with.
I don't know.
Good start. Good start.
No, I want to talk about the words I, the word don't, and no.
So, Chalice. Well, there you go. There you have it. Let's talk about people using the word in a podcast. In fact, why don't we've done Twitch? What about podcasts? If you went in to watch a podcast, what would put you off?
Boring topics.
Boring topics.
Yeah.
Good shout.
Like, if they're talking about like washing, for example, like how to wash stuff.
I've
boring
never
topic.
gone into a podcast, seen the topic been a discussion on how to wash.
What
podcast are you watching?
None. I was just thinking of like one of the most boring subjects I could think of.
Mate, this is. I swear to God, Chalice watches some really weird
Okay.
stuff on the internet.
She does.
Last week we had the whole.
I haven't
If you
watched
put a
it.
sock
I'm
on your
just
head, it means you're
using my
live. You got the live
imagination.
sock that I still have in front of me. That's how you guys know I'm live, because I put the live sock on. And this week we've got a washing podcast. A washing podcast. And just to clarify, are we talking washing clothes or washing yourself? Or
No,
washing
no,
other
no.
people?
I just used my imagination to give an example of what
I
a
do not
boring
want to go
topic
into your
would be.
imagination. It sounds boring.
I was gonna say, if your biggest what's a really different topic to talk about? Washing.
Washing.
I think we should do a troll podcast where we just talk about the live sock
April Fools.
and on the wash. I'm gonna have to start wearing the live sock whenever I stream, like that. And now I've got like a bald head, like stuff sticks to my head more. Like my Timo hat, like attaches itself like Velcro to it now. Like, look, if you look at that, it just doesn't come off.
Washing yourself live streams tutorial.
Whoa, that got weird fast.
No.
Just to clarify,
moving
me or Chalice?
What? No. No to
Okay.
neither.
Shall we move away from that onto something else then?
I mean, I think that's probably a reasonable time to sort of round off the stream. I've enjoyed it today. I quite enjoyed it doing this little kind of intimate podcast with you guys, and I'm hoping for next week to invite a very good friend streamer I have. I'll keep it quiet because I've only asked him and he hasn't responded yet, so there's always a chance it won't happen. However, hopefully the Pogchamp podcast... In fact, actually, I've got one last thing to do. Creator Spotlight of the Week. I'm going to go to you two and then myself for one creator you've seen this week who you think needs a little bit of help.
I've not really seen any creators this week.
Well, just pick a creator that you haven't... I mean, you've not spoken about any creators on here before, so just a creator you haven't spoken about before.
Okay. Nightblue3.
Nightblue3. We're going to show some love to Nightblue3. So if you are finding yourself at a loss when I'm not streaming, go see if Nightblue3 is online. And then if you do, go Maladek sent me. I want to make that a thing. We want to make that a thing. Like, even the big streamers will know me because Maladek sent me will be a thing. Chalice. Content creator, streamer, YouTuber, or anything that you've seen who you think needs a little bit of love today.
Let's see. So it has to be different from last week.
Can't be the same as last week, otherwise that'd be boring.
And you talked about Philip DeFranco last week as well.
I've talked about a lot of people that you've watched. Think about streamers or... Think of smaller YouTubers if you can. The ones that, you know, will benefit from a, from a shout out more.
What would you consider the difference between a small streamer and a large streamer, or a small?
I don't care.
I don't know. I don't really watch any streamers, but I would recommend Sips from Yogscast because he's cool.
Yogscast Sips. Is that his Twitch name? Sips or Yogscast Sips?
Just
It'll be Yogscast Sips.
Just Sips.
Like that.
Just Sips.
It's
okay.
It's Sips underscore, and it's under lowercase letters.
Go on, type it in the chat for people.
Yeah, Sips underscore.
There you go. Sips underscore. And then from me, I'm just trying to think. I mean, I came up with this topic not thinking that I'd actually have to say someone. So, content creators I found this week who I found to be really engaging. You know what? Since I've heard through the grapevine that he might be coming back, I'm going to give a nice shout out to Captain England, who is, I believe, that on Twitch? You know, I'm just going to go and do a caster and see if it works. Yes, it works!
Choice Chamber. Oh yeah, Choice Chamber.
Oh, that's
the
one with Twitch integration,
game.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was telling you about.
So, that is our Spotlight special, if you will. And I think that's a nice place to round it off for today. So I will see you all very soon.
Okay, adios.
Bye.